Good morning, Mo. How are you? I'm doing good. A little tired. Yeah, everything's doing well. Better than expected. Still looking. Still waiting. My instructor finished a resume for me yesterday. So doing electronic applications is in this day of age. It's terrible. It's too long and it's impersonal. You can't make a first impression electronically versus in person like it used to be when I was younger. Oh, you're moving to Canada? Whereabouts? What part of Canada? Oh, okay. Are you wanting to move, or is it something that you're pretty much having to look at as a necessity? I think everybody either partied too hard last night or they're just oversleeping. Jan definitely overslept this morning. Today's vlog from where I was, but it's just been taking so long. That's why I didn't post anything last night. It's still been rolling all night long. I just got to get new equipment. I took actually two. I did two blogs, two parts. I can roll the second one, but I don't want to do the second one without the first. Oh. You don't have to go out of your way, but you know what? I would love that. I would appreciate that. That would be so fantastic. Just give me a heads up. Let me know. Email me, or if you want, I'll send you my phone number, and yeah, we can meet up. No problem. That would be better than a postcard. But I still want a postcard from where you are. Don't forget that. Keep wanting postcards from you folks. I only got one. You guys have been with me through thick and thin so far, so it's thinning out. Good morning, Terry. Yeah, I'm a little tired. My saving grace is that on Saturdays, excuse me, this Starbucks doesn't open until 5:30 in the morning. Only on Saturdays, so I get to fart around a little bit in my room. I was telling Mo just a while ago that I'm still uploading video from yesterday. Um, I've been trying to excuse me, been trying to upload video since about 5 o'clock yesterday. It's just that it was where I was yesterday. I was in Hollywood yesterday, so I had to start with my secondary. My first was overheating again, so and it's slow. And my data is all gone, so I can't use my data, so I have to use a Wi-Fi. And I hate to say it, but it's time that I retire my secondary phone, get a new one, and make my first one my secondary. Uh, so much to do, so very little money. Yeah, it is nice, but you know what? I think you can tell by now. I just get antsy. I can't sit around, you know. So I'm laying in my bed, and I'm staring at the ceiling, hands on my chest, and I'm like, maybe I'll go back to sleep. Nah, I can't. I got to get up. I just, I can't. I mean, there were times when I used to get antsy, and I'm like, I'm waking up my daughter. I'm like, Carmen, hi baby, are you awake? Oh, you're awake, Daddy. Come on, let's get breakfast. Let's go watch cartoons. Like I've been told, I'll always be early for my grave. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Trying to. Things are running slower than I need to. Yeah, I know I need to rest. I don't have restless leg syndrome. I have restless life syndrome. And it's funny. This is from. I mean, when I was a kid. Oh my God. I, I look back and I laugh. My mom used to to try to get me up for school. She even used to have to get a spray bottle of water and spray me in the face. I was just I was just one of those kind of kids. And now looking back, I'm complete opposite end of the spectrum of that way. So let's see if Red will cooperate this morning. Um, try a new. I have the hardest time with Reddit. I don't know why. Reddit can be so difficult. Lady in Red, good morning. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're all starting late this morning, I myself included. Where am I going? That's a surprise, young lady. That is a surprise. We shall see. We shall see. Um, I don't know the route I did. I was actually going to go to the farmer's market yesterday, Fairfax, and I was already on the bus for about an hour and a half. And then we got into Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard. In Hollywood, at that time of the day, and I should have known better, but headed west, the traffic thickens up. So I'm already approaching 1 3/4 hours, and I said, "Oh, screw it." So I just got off the bus and I did my vlog from Hollywood. So whereas my intentions were to go to, because I wanted to show you guys the Americana at Farmers Market at Fairfax. Um, I don't know. I have so many options. The weather's going to be a lot nicer today. It's a bit of a rain overcast this morning, which is nice. But I don't know. I have 3 ideas where I want to go. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's a surprise. I'm still uploading yesterday's. Criminy. It still says I have an hour to upload. Oh, I'm doing very well, lady. Thank you so much. A lot better. A lot. The frustration factor is we had our first house meeting yesterday. Um, that was interesting. Do any of you folks remember when MTV was doing that reality show where everybody's like, it started off in Frisco and everybody, all these strangers move into the house together, and they had a nerdy guy. They had this cute little short Hispanic girl, which was like the most Republican of the Republicans. Uh, they had this guy who was a bike messenger. His name was Puck. He was a bit of a dick, but he was funny. He was like the loudmouth of the group. Well, anyway, and they would have like bluffs and house meetings. Yesterday's house meeting was like that. One person had a lot to say about everybody, excluding me because I'm like a new person. So I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and we all had our case managers. They sit up. Your case manager comes in for house meetings, and they sit there and they champion for you. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, this person does this. You leave a mess in the kitchen. Your room stinks. I have to put in those little scented plug-in things on the wall because your room stinks. Da 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 da. Oh Christ! And my case manager's whispering in my ear, he says, "Charlie, I'm going to do everything I can. Just remember, this is transitional. I'm going to do everything I can to get you out of here in your own place." I go, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's cool. It's fine. It's all right." And the one person is just like going off and having a lot to say about everybody. Oh, it was a drama mama class, that's for sure. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle. How are you doing? So I guess actually it was a bit of a godsend that it was a blowout yesterday because my case manager is like, yeah, you, you don't deserve to go from out of the frying pan into the fire. I, I told him, I go, you know what, it's cool. I go, it's all good. I'm not worried about it. I go, I'm hardly home in the morning. I'm out of the house by 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't really usually get back until about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the evening. So get home, make dinner, make her sleep, get up, and start all over again. So, but I appreciate it. Oh, I think I have patience tattooed somewhere around me. I don't know. Which is kind of ironic because when I was younger, I was the most impatient, impertinent young adult like you wouldn't believe. But patience is an award that comes with age. So I'm very patient. Look at the hell that I just went through for 3.5 years. So yeah, I'm safe to say and assume that I'm very patient. I mean, trust me, been trying to upload video for about 9+ hours. So So you've seen what I've got. You've seen what I've gone through. All of you have. Ah, that bank is going to be somewhere in town. That's cool. Surfing's your thing. Good morning. Where are you from, surfing? I'm an ex-beach boy myself. Lola. Let's see. Lola. I only know one Lola, and that was my ex's mother. She was a pip. From the Coca Cabana? Never had the pleasure. Thanks. Oh, God. I definitely need to get a new laptop. Wow, everything is like running at first gear. Where is Jan? Where is Kelly? Where is Paul? Y'all partied last night too hard, didn't you? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So surfing, where are you from? Kansas. I've been to Kansas. Oh my God, Kansas. You know, the first time when I got my job at Warzala Publishing in Stevens Point, um, we drove through Kansas. I can't remember where we stopped off. This lonely little McDonald's in the middle of nowhere, next to this group of like six grain silos. Train tracks rolling across, nowhere for miles around. Stopped in, had a brat for the first time at McDonald's, which was cool. And then we're driving down and we see the billboards. Come see Dorothy's house and everything. And as I'm looking across the plains, I'm thinking, now I know why tornadoes love Kansas, because it's like a huge bowling alley that you can throw as a whim. Yeah. And I see why tornadoes like Kansas. You know, it's like a skateboarder loving an open, freshly oiled tarmac. Never did stop off at Dorothy's house. We were kind of pressed for time. 77 minutes. Criminy. Did anybody catch the blood moon last night? It wasn't very red over here. It was faintly red. Actually, it was more reddish in the lower horizon, but as it was rising, it just became snow white. Yeah, I had a couple of incidences with tornadoes, close calls in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Out on the deck with my Sony Super 8 at that time. Wife, get in the damn house, get in the damn house. Watching the clouds swirl, turning green, convection starting up, dogs barking in the background of the house. I can see, for me, I can see where the addiction is for Storm. Opted for switching careers. Good morning, always. How are you? Yeah, 100 years. Yeah, it was supposed. In some parts it was pretty dusky red. Yes. Um, I think this Sunday Mars is going to be the closest. In like I don't know how many hundred years. I had to double check. Um, I don't know. I'm thinking about going to JPL tomorrow, but Mars is supposed to be at the closest to Earth in like forever. Oh, I used to be as a kid. Oh yeah, my mom worked her butt off to save blue chip stamps so I could get my first telescope. This is like, yeah. See now, I've totally just dated myself. Blue chip stamps, yeah. So, um, but it was. I used to be totally into that. Physical science and astronomy. Mars is definitely going to be the closest to Earth tomorrow. So we should. Actually, it was pretty close yesterday. You could see it. Huh? The Dells. God, I miss the Dells. Wisconsin has the best water parks. It's like the best family vacation spot ever. I definitely would love to buy a house in Stevens Point. I mean, for what you pay for a house out here, you can buy at least 4 homes. I mean, where else can you get a 3-story, 5, 6 bedroom house, 3 baths, uh, basement, maybe a root cellar for $65,000? Come on, honestly. You know what I'm talking about. And 2 things that I really do miss: fresh cheese curds and frozen custard from Culver's, and Friday night fish fries too. Oh, now I'm really getting into it. And ice fishing in the winter. I used to have 3 tip-ups. I learned how to ice fish out there, so that was pretty cool. and a good Brewers game on the weekend too. So. Ooh, Carolina. You'll have fun. Get some ocean salt. Wow, this is taking forever. What are you doing there? My mom and my mom and her sisters and my aunt's husband were stationed out in North Carolina many years ago. I'm I come from an Air Force family, so yeah, there were many years ago. My uncle was part of holding the Panama Canal locks, so I know a thing or two about military. Uh, Finally settled out in Litchfield, Arizona, and stationed out of Luke Air Force Base. And my little cousin and I, we would terrorize the base. Go to the movies, go to the PX, go to the commissary. It was fun though. I miss all that. Yeah, it's true. You like fishing? Ice fishing. Well, let me tell you something about ice fishing that I learned when I moved out to Wisconsin, young lady. I learned it's not so much as about getting the fish because we were on Wisconsin River. It's January. Ice is about maybe 5 feet thick. We have our auger. We have our tip ups. We got 3 holes. And you're out there for about a good 6, 7 hours. Just keep making trips to the convenience mart. Just it's about drinking. We had our little pit. We got a fire going there. Maybe we never had a shack. We were just always out there right in the middle, driving out there, had the Firebird and everything. So, but it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Ice, fish, ice fishing is definitely different. So, have our little water packed in our socks and our butane, not our butane, but our rosin glow lighter heater packs that you light up. Oh yeah, I remember all that. Christy, good morning, dear. How are you? Yeah, but catching fish, it's an excuse mainly for men folk to get out and just the camaraderie. It's kind of like the barbershop of the Midwest. All these guys get out there. They're on the lake or on the river, especially on the Wisconsin River, and BSing. Some tow out their shacks. Some are bare like we were doing it. Just some have gas powered augers. We had a manual auger and hand driven auger. Yeah, it's just about drinking and BSing, and that's about it. You're not really going to catch too much fish. Go get your bait. Just silly stuff old men do. It is kind of fun. And you know what? You'd be surprised how many women get out there and go fishing too. I think I think the I think the ladies are more into getting the fish than the guys are, honestly. And the Youper speak. That's just so funny. Youper speak is so cool. Oh yeah, yeah. You go down there, down the road, 2 or 3 miles down the road. You go down Highway H, go to Double A. Yeah, you go over there. Oh, sure, sure. Right, you lives. It's very. This is funny. Yes. Yeah, Youper speak. I had one guy from Mississippi who started about maybe 3 weeks before I started at Warzala Publishing. And he's like, very, very heavy accent. He's like, oh man, understanding these guys are hard. They got that Youper speak. And I'm like, what is Youper speak? He's like, you'll know. They're like Canucks. And I'm like, what? He says, you know how Canadians talk? And I'm like, yeah. He says, it's like that, but different here. It's called Youper speak. It's Polish and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, sure enough, when I had my boss talking to me, he was just talking. I'm like, oh, Upper Peninsula, Youper speak. I got it. Okay. But it was fun. I had a blast. You know what, dear? I think it's you because I'm not showing any buffering over here, and I'm not getting a banner. And we're not that busy right now, so. Let's see. Let me see what we are storing for today. Oh, that's not bad. We're supposed to be 93 today. It looks like we're going to be in the mid 90s all week. It's not bad. Yeah, that's kind of hard to see. That's not so bad. A lot better than being in the triple digits. Almost reminded me of being in Mazatlan. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. Actually, starting Monday now, it's not so much as class. Um, Now it's just a matter of going in, uh, writing down the job searches, uh, utilizing their computers and the internet for job searching. But I have to report how many places, at least a minimum of 2 jobs per day, which is no big deal. From 8:30 to 11:30, I don't have to be there till 11:30, as long as I just do my searches and write it down on this list on this folder that she has. But it's all good. So I just want to get a job so bad. I just want to start having that decent income and get off the public system, because this just is not very much money. I am I am saving a little bit more money now. Now that I'm able to buy food, have a refrigerator, and store food, spending like food stamps or cash every day, and just buying like to go stuff. Like, I mean, going to the store was pre-made sandwiches, $7 to $8 plus. And that's gone in a matter of a few days. Versus now, I can actually have my condiments, have my bread, food. I keep pretty much my food in my room and stuff right now. So, but yeah, I've already noticed that right off the bat, my money lasted me a little bit longer this time. So, I mean, it didn't last me as long because I had already spent more than half by the time I moved in, because it was already on the 17th when I moved in. So, about 3/4 of my money was already gone. But nonetheless, it's more economical. This video's taking forever loading up. And I gotta make sure I gotta load them both up. So what's everybody got planned for today? I know what I'm doing. Not sure where I'm going though. I have many options this morning, or today rather. Um, I haven't checked. I'm trying to think. Let me check. Now that you mentioned it. Oh, we have at the Huntington. I don't have the money to go to the Huntington. The Langham Hotel, which is a very exclusive. Uh, do any of you know what a corpse plant is? Natalie, is it that hot really? Ooh, I bet it's really humid. Good morning, dear. How are you? Let me see. I think the corpse plant is supposed to be blooming today, which is kind of a cool event. People from all over the world come and uh, view this plant and see this plant. Let me see.
Strawberry soy latte.
Today's National Dance Day. Ooh, plumerias are at the Arboretum. That's $15 I don't have. Playhouse. Yeah. I'm gonna put a link down. I recommend that you check it out. It's pretty interesting. It takes about 3 months for this plant to grow. It's a huge monstrous plant. It grows something like 8, 9 feet tall, and then it blooms, and then it dies. The video is kind of hard to see, but that is happening today at the Huntington Library. But I will definitely put a link down. And they have several of them. There's this one video in particular where it's time lapse. They show how it's growing really quick. It's pretty cool. Yeah, $25 to go see it. I'd like to see it, but I'm not going to spend the 25. Nor do I have the $25. I try to blog 7 days a week. You know, try to do the live stream and do vlogging. I'm in the process right now. That's why you didn't see anything yesterday, because I've been trying to upload this video since yesterday, but it's been taking forever. So I have 2 videos. I was in Hollywood yesterday. Did 2 vlogs yesterday from Hollywood, and I've been trying to upload B-cam first, then A-cam. I don't want to go out of sync. Yes, it does. Yeah, henceforth, court, but it's supposed to be stinky, but no. We have people from all over the world to come to Pasadena to check it out. And there was another recent corpse plant. I can't remember. I think it was I want to say New York somewhere. I can't remember, but it just bloomed a couple weeks ago also. But it's interesting to see. It only takes about maybe 3 months for this little plant. It's like almost 9 feet tall. And then after the leaves pop open and it just releases everything, and then you just see it slowly wilting and dying. It's pretty interesting. We have the Pasadena Pops. Oh, we have a new restaurant opening up. Granville Restaurant, South Lake. Not really too much, it looks like. Good morning, Stephen. How are you doing? Thank you. No, thank you so much. I'm doing a lot better, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah. To look at me now and see how I'm acting, that was like a whole different person back then. Ugh. I've said this before. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst. This is like by far the worst thing that any human being could ever experience in life. No matter what. It puts you through the test of life. It tests, first of all, it tests your morals. It tests your mental fortitude. It tests you physically for certain. It's just, it puts you through the mill on a conveyor belt, going back in through the mill again. Just a continuous loop. I mean, I even see and notice the difference in myself and my personality and how I interact with people. I didn't have a hard time transitioning. It's just that I wanted it so much that it was easy for me to readjust into this life. Because I wanted it and I worked so hard to get to it. Whereas a lot of people, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this in a bad way. A lot of people expect things to be done for them. If you want to get up out of the situation, you have to go do your work. You have to do this. You have to do the searching. You have to do the hunting and maintaining it. It was definitely a lot hotter in Hollywood yesterday than it was here in Pasadena. I think it's because of the buildings. They retain so much heat and radiate so much heat, like a sun lamp. Look, I don't think of myself as anything special. I'm just human. You know? If we all want something bad in life, we'll do what we need to do to get to the end of that means. You know? And still, I come across the people that I know, and I still see, like yesterday, a couple times, it's like, oh, I heard you got your place. Yeah. Oh, how'd you do it? Well, you know how to do it. Just do it. Why are you asking me? You've been out here 15 plus years. You know how to do it. I've only been out here 3.5 years, and I did it. You know how to do this. You know what's involved. Just do it. Who did you go with? Well, there's only like three avenues where to go to and how to do it. So I think it was just, I think it's just idle chit chat, but there's not that many avenues on how to get to this situation where I am today, and people know it. It's just, I don't know. I just sometimes maybe the frustration is just too great for a person, or they just given up and they just accept the inevitability of their life, their future. I still keep in contact with them, but there's people out here that have been out here 10 plus years. They know what to do. As far as me being an encouragement to them, the only encouragement I can be to them is to show them where I am in life now. I can't take them, I can't take them by the hand and say, "Come with me, brother. Let me show you the way." That's not for me to do. Nor can I have someone say, "Go to this person, help them out." I can't do that. Nobody can. Nobody can. It's up to every individual to do that. I can only do so much. Tell them, yeah, sure. This is. I started off with this person, then I was taking it over here, then I followed through over there. I kept doing this. I followed the leads over here, went and saw these places, and finally, I am where I am. So, at best, I can be an inspiration, maybe. But as the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And when it comes to humans, humans are even more stubborn than animals. So, you know, oh, Christy, great minds, great minds. But it's true. It's true. Here's the here's the funny thing and the sad thing. It's easier to encourage a child than it is to an adult. Don't you think? Because the child knows that in the long run the rewards are going to be great. A human is always going to an adult is always going to be skeptical about the rewards and question. The child already knows the rewards are great. The adult wants to fight that. Always wants to put a barrier or a roadblock in their lives. An adult always wants to self-sabotage, though purposely or unconsciously. An adult will always sabotage their life. Child won't. Child knows that the rewards are always going to be great. I haven't cooked anything. I don't get anything. I don't get my furniture. I don't get anything until August 15th. I mean, so far everything's been like frozen food, TV dinners, and whatnot, which is okay. It's fine. It's fine. TV dinners and frozen food is fantastic compared to when I was a kid. So, yeah. Right now I'm digging the Stouffer's frozen spaghetti and marinara sauce. Yeah, definitely. And that's like children don't know what racism are. Racism. You know, a child is not racist only until that adult brainwashes that child. A child is pure of mind and pure of heart. Will accept anything and love anything and everybody in the world until they're brainwashed. Oh, don't play with so and so. Oh, they're bad. They're bad. They're evil because they're this. A child will love the entire world up until that adult steps in and tells them differently. Oh, don't play with that person because they're different. They're of a different race or whatever. A child will love anybody. It's the adult that has that power to screw. First video to load up. Um, Once I load up this first video, then I can load up the second one, and then I could be on my merry way and do what I need to do. Yeah, we have a lot of fires. It's pretty sad. You know, even though we didn't have a very rainy season this year, so usually after winter, everything starts to grow because we have a wet winter. So fires are a lot more worse. But even though we didn't have a wet winter, the fires are just as bad. Excuse me, if not worse for some reason this year. It's crazy. And I even want to go to Tijuana. That's why there's so many. That's why we have so many people from the south of the border coming into America because what a lot of these crazy people they don't realize how the drug cartel is. The drug cartel. That's why people are migrating to the north. The drug cartel is so bad. I mean, they're going into villages and killing people, and they don't care. They just do not care. This is what bothers me about Trump. And mind you, I was a Trump supporter and I voted for Trump. And he just went off the deep end. He was the lesser of the two evils. We didn't have a great selection this past campaign. Everything was just really bad. But it's so bad down south that people, that's why they come over here. They do horrible things to women. I've seen, and it's not propaganda, it's not fake video. They do worse things to women than they do to the men. The men, they basically just shoot them or cut their necks. I've seen videos where they actually have the women bound behind their back, melt down on the ground, bare chested, and they actually cut their breasts off while they're alive. And that's their way of sending messages that you either comply, or if any strangers or anybody else comes in, you tell them, or this is going to happen to you. This is what America doesn't know. Trump knows this, but this is what America doesn't know, because this is not what is revealed. And we're just taking the media's word for what it is, but the media is not showing us. It's pretty bad. I would definitely stay away. I definitely would stay away. I think the last time I was in TJ was maybe when I was 18, 19 years old. Yeah, no. Even if I was to win a ticket to go down south, all exclusion paid and everything. No, I'd give it away or sell it. I wouldn't give it away. I'd sell it. Yeah, it's definitely a no-go zone. Because the UN has their agenda. The UN, what used to be something really good, is no more. It's no more. They're looking out for themselves. The UN, the UN is its own corporation, right? I mean, the UN controls everything. They have their own banks and everything. The UN is just. And I wouldn't. Look at the suburbs of Brazil. Have you seen how people live in Brazil in the poverty areas? They they have to do what they have to do. It's take like San Francisco on steroids. Homes are stacked upon homes within centimeters, buildings of centimeters apart, stealing electricity from each other. While maybe half a click down the road, you got Carnival going, people spending money and everything. I don't want to contribute to that. Yeah, I just no. I don't. Yeah, I'd like to go see that, but no. There's other countries that have virtually eliminated homelessness. Not poverty altogether, but homelessness. There's a big difference. There is a big difference. People ask, what's the difference between homelessness and poverty? Homelessness is homelessness. People living out on the street that have nothing. Poverty is people or families and individuals trying to make do what they can do. Like here in America, we are the most poverty-stricken country in the entire world. No one American on minimum wage can afford a one-bedroom house or apartment to move into. Nowhere. Find it and prove me wrong. And even harder, more so for young people. Like I've said this, I don't even know how young people can do it in these days. I mean, Americans that are making six figures are still opting out to go live in motorhomes and in their cars. Look at Mountain View, California. Pasadena is next. Well, Pasadena's already there. We have 20 plus project luxury apartments. You can't afford to move into Pasadena. Not on minimum wage. Most certainly not. They do. And today's youth, they call them boomerang children. They go out in the world, they can't afford school, and they come back to live with their parents. Boomerang children. That's where the terminology. It's hard for a young adult to make it. You know that the homeless senior citizens are at an increasing level now. And the worst part about it is children can't even afford to put their parents, their senior parents or their retired parents in senior living. Senior living, you're talking at least $4,000 a month plus. It's expensive. And then they have to maintain their lifestyle. They have to support their family. It's insanity. And no other country in the entire world is it like that. But here, no, that is true. They do. They take out. They do. They kick out their children. It's that. It's that difficult. I mean, the parents are having a hard time enough as it is to struggle. Mom and dad, all the kids are grown up. Mom and dad are having a hard time struggling with their life. Lest their children come back and now they're supporting their children. Who also, by the way, does not even want to work. I've said this time and time again. I go to DPS and I see 18-year-olds applying for benefits. They're not even trying to get jobs. I got 18, 19-year-olds trying to get food stamps, EBT and GR. You're not even trying. I got 10, 11 years at best before I retire. And I don't want to retire. I'm still going to be working my butt off. You know, if I'm still physically able to work, I'm going to do it until the bitter end. You know? But yeah, I've gone over there and it's like, they're kids don't try today. So, and it's worse here in Pasadena because they're entitled children. Oh, I know. Manchester's pretty bad. You know, in Japan, homelessness is it's so bad. Women are there's very very few homeless women in Japan. They're taken more so. But homelessness is in Japan. It's more respected. Like in community parks and stuff like that, they allow them. They also have a certain area in certain cities where they're allowed to go. Manchester, England is pretty bad. Most of the buildings and the underpasses of highways have the pigeon spikes. You know how like you see like on buildings or on subways or on trains, elevated trains, you have the pigeon spikes over there. Yeah, I know. That's like I said. Yeah, it's hard for people to make it nowadays.
Yeah, Italian, bro. Thank you.
Look, when I was 16, 17, when I got my first job, I mean, aside from doing the paper route at 4 o'clock in the morning, delivering the daily greens, my first job was we opened up the first Burger King in Manhattan Beach. I was making $3.35 an hour. I owned my own car, 1973 Gran Torino, Ford Gran Torino, Brougham, the Starsky and Hutch car with the fat racing tires. Gas was about 75, climbing up to 86 cents a gallon. I had my own apartment. We didn't require to have insurance. I owned my own car. I always had a full tank of gas. I had my job. I had money for weed. I had money to party every 2 weeks. At $3.35 an hour, I was self-sufficient. At 17 years old. Show me where a 17-year-old can do that. And I know they say, well, the economy is not that much different. No, the economy is a lot worse. And it's not just the economy. It's the lack of rent control. We don't have rent control. So anybody can jack up the prices or whatever. I think if we had more rent control in America, things would be a little bit more simple. At this rate, yeah, it's not possible. 330, yeah, you remember, you remember the minimum wage, yeah. It is a real estate thing, yeah, it is. Now, okay, you remember at 335 an hour, how much more did you have then versus now? That's scary. I mean, even though in Pasadena, in Pasadena, than anywhere in versus downtown LA and in the entire San Gabriel area. Here in Pasadena, we get paid the most minimum wage, 13.25 an hour, and it's still impossible to move into your own place. You can't do it. Remember what I said, the unspoken rule of thumb in Pasadena is 3 times your earnings of that of rent. 475, and you still probably had more then than you do now. I mean, that's insanity. That's just mind-boggling. I mean, I look back then and I'm like, wow, I was on top of the world.
Running to latte. Running iced coffee or Eric?
I mean, my first car that now look, my mom bought me my first car. It was $500 for that Grand Torino. My second car I bought, that was $1,100. That was a 1973 Plymouth Duster, 340 Mopar, electronic ignition. It was a beautiful car. I bought that in cash. I bought that car in cash. Oh, the days of yore. The days of yore. Can't accomplish that anymore. God, isn't this done yet? Oh my God. I still got 15% to go before this is done. We're not just, it's not just that. It's also our banking institutions that hit us with fees for everything that we do. We never used to have fees when it comes to banking. You know, there was a time when banks wanted your money, they wanted your business. Now you have to have fantastic credit to be able to open up a bank account. When did this happen? You know, you actually had to have good credit, but you most certainly do now. And then you get hit up with fees. My saving grace with my credit cards, because they're prepaid credit cards, I don't have the fees that most people do or that most of you do. I pay my monthly fee, which is $5 a month, to load up my credit cards. So since I have my PayPal and my Green Dot, all that money just goes directly there. So for the most part,
Eric, you got your mom yet?
I'll pay maybe five to an average of $8 a month in fees. But you get fees for this and this, and I look on my institutions where the free ATMs are that I could go do transactions or withdraw money that doesn't charge me. When I need money, when I need cash, I withdraw money from the supermarket because the supermarket's not going to charge you to withdraw cash. But that ATM, that strange ATM that is out of your banking network, will average of what, 350 on up? No, sir. I'm not going to give someone else money that I worked too hard for. No.
Look up.
You got to be smart about it. Like, you just can't be willy nilly about everything. It's not that I'm being cheap. I'm just trying to be smart about life. And as I get older, I want to be able to have a little bit more towards the end of my life, or at the end of the week. You know,
All right, roll out of everything.
I don't. I don't know. You know, it wasn't until I think sometime around in the mid '90s that real estate started going up. Rent really started going up. Let's see. Um,
Don't go espresso.
oh, it means IKR. I don't know, right? Back in 73, 72, when my mom and I first moved to El Segundo, we had a 2-bedroom, huge yard, 1.5 car garage, huge front driveway, $55 a month. $55 a month. In comparison to today, gas was what? 23 cents a gallon. A loaf of bread was maybe 19 cents a loaf. Dozen eggs, 20 cents a dozen at best. Gallon of milk, well under $5. I remember all this. I don't have a photographic memory, but I got a pretty good memory about this. But what drives the economy is real estate. So, Well, then, Christy, you've seen how expensive life has unfolded for us here in California. I mean, I've come back to. I mean, I've lived everywhere, almost everywhere, but I'm always tethered to California. California is always my life throws at me. If I fall down, I always come back to California because I always know that I can always recompose myself financially, physically, and emotionally. It may take some time, but California is my home state, my place where I could always reinstitutionalize myself financially. But even then, it's gotten more and more difficult.
Vincent, the Lord.
Um, it's just life is so out of whack.
I mean,
Oh yeah, see, and life in Northern California is even more expensive. You know, too much money. It's it's real estate that drives the economy. You know, and the perfect target, like I say, is Mountain View, California. Look how insane it is. Silicon Valley. And I can't speak enough of it because it just drives me up the wall. We got people that make six figures and live in RVs. They can't afford. Since 2005, rent has gone up over 52%. Since 2005, you're paying like almost $3,000 for maybe a one bedroom, $2,500 for a studio at best. No, no, sir, no, not me. There's this. I'm gonna try and see if I can't find it. Also, but there's this young, and I've spoken about this young man. He did this YouTube video. He worked he worked for Google, and he had an apartment. He had a nice apartment and everything, and he had the whole gym thing. Little by little, he canceled his gym membership. He stopped doing this and doing that. He stopped going out to eat. He gave up his apartment. He bought this 20-foot boxcar bobtail truck. All he has in there is he's got a bed, he's got a dresser. They're anchored and bolted to the truck. And he says, I'm spending too much money. He says, everything that I was paying for, going out to eat, gym membership, I have that all. Free food, free membership. They have showers. They have beds for all the tech people to sleep and everything. He says, at work for free. I could get, I could get fed for free at work. I could practically get housed at work because they work like sometimes 10 to 12-hour shifts. You know? And it was a good 20, 30-minute show, but he was smart about it. That's what people do. And it's worse in San Francisco. You know, it's worse in San Francisco by far. taking too long. Oh my God, I got about a half hour left. I'm just waiting for this video to upload. And then I can go do what I need to do. That's why we have, there's just, that's why our state of homelessness is so epidemic now. It's just that people can't afford to live it. You know? And then it just takes one tragic moment of life. You lose your job, a death in the family. You have to support your family. And then you run out of funds. And then you're out on the street. And to get back into living a normal life is next to impossible. But nothing frustrates me more than today's kids, today's children. Straight out of high school, if not dropouts, they just give up on. They don't even want to try. You know. And then they'll come from some other state, and they'll come to California. Oh, I'm from so and so. Oh, I'm here to apply for food stamps and GR. You're 19 years old. You're not even trying to look for a job, and you're already looking for benefits. I'm 52 years old, and when I had my job, I'm keeping up with 20-something-year-olds, and I'm still looking for a job, and I want a job. And like I said, I don't want to retire. I'll be 80 years old and still want to work. You know? I do not want to retire. Yes, I have that money coming to me. It's owed to me. But I don't want to touch my Social Security until I can't even walk, until I'm wheelchair bound. I don't want to touch my Social Security. I don't need it. Therefore, I don't want it. And like a lot of people, they want to go on disability so they can get a little bit more. I don't even want to file for disability. All right, my friends, I think I am coming to the end here. So I'm going to end it. Fantastic morning. No Jan. Jan. No Kelly. No Paul. That's okay. Any words of wisdom? Oh my God. I don't know. Just even wisdom costs too much money to no, be frugal, be smart with your money. In this day of age, it's next to impossible. We don't have coupons anymore. Memberships to these little club cards, this little crap, that's not even worth it. In order to save money, you have to buy 5 at a time of whatever it is. That's not savings. I don't know. We don't have Gemco. We don't have Price Club anymore. Christy, do you remember that? We don't have Smart and Final is what it used to be. It was all membership. Used to save money. Preserve on the path you are on. Try to find employment. I am doing. What store? Gemco, Price Club, all those stores. You either had to be a federal employee or you can buy a membership. Stick to the big warehouse stores. Buy in bulk. Do what you need to do. You did? And he really? Wow, that is so cool. Okay, so we had Price Club, we had Gemco. There's another huge membership store that I cannot. Oh, Fedco. Fedco was the other. I think Gemco is what turned into. Oh God, the name escapes me. Sam's Club. Sam's Club. I think Gemco is what turned into Sam's Club. You know why? Because of what Christy said. The hot dogs, the pizzas, the strombolis. Yes, I remember. I remember. There's no great savings in it. And we were all about great savings. All right, my friends, I am going to end it. I am almost done with uploading this video. Then I still have to upload the other video from yesterday. Oy vey. So, with that being spoken, it's Saturday. Oh, the marine layer is burning off. You folks, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. To keep all this anger, racism, all this rhetoric, all this hate down under our heels. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. You just never know. Never know. Live for the moment, pull down your pants and slide on the ice as I am learning and starting to take my own advice. Do something fun today. Do something unexpected that you would normally not do. If you're alone, do what I did yesterday. I actually spent $5 for gelato. And I'm down to my last like $6 until Tuesday. So I said, what the hell? It was hot. I wanted something cold, so I spent $6 on gelato. I have food at home. I have a home. Okay. If you like this live stream, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. Tell your friends and family about me, what you and I have accomplished, what you guys have been the driving force in my life to get what I need to get in life now, where I am, compared to July 16th and previous that. I'm what? Almost 2 weeks from now. It's not just me. You guys have been the driving force. This vlog, 92%. Holy crap. I've been at this since about 5:30 this morning. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm gonna go today. I still have like 3 options where I'm gonna go today. So I will see you again tomorrow morning. Love you all. Have a fantastic Saturday. And do something unexpected.